Sorry. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. And I'm sure this topic has attracted you to come over here. One of the reason is maths, how the maths is, and lots of challenges are happening with the maths with the kids. People don't like maths, don't know maths, and though maths was my favorite subject, still we had little bit of challenges when I was upbringing my own child. So, yes, today we are going to talk about maths, whether it's easy or whether it's difficult, and why it's easy and why it is difficult. So, Kashish Ahuja, who is a specialized maths coach, she will be talking us about us. And before we go ahead, I would like to, uh, tell you more about Kashish. She's a founder of Shiv Tutorials. She has been teaching since a decade, and a very good friend of mine. So you all must be wondering, सरिता के सभी दोस्त हैं, हर टाइम बोलती है ये मेरा अच्छा फ्रेंड है, ये मेरा अच्छा फ्रेंड है. Yes, of course, Kashish is a really very good friend of mine. We chat and interact with each other quite regularly. So a little bit of about her credentials. She's an MBA qualified from Symbiosis Institute of Pune. She had a successful career in Standard Chartered Bank, initiated teaching as a part-time, and then since then she has not left that and started a company of Shiv Tutorials with the aim to coach children holistically. Now, holistically मतलब ऐसे ही नहीं जैसे हम rote learning हम स्कूल में करते हैं. She had a one step ahead that education should be fun, and she is herself a very very fun loving person. She's been teaching with passion and discipline since more than a decade. Regular involvement with in uplifting self and children, breaking old methods of learning. Yes, I totally believe this. That she has been teaching that. There were many cases. I have I have recommended her to some parent, and I have got the feedback and very very beautiful testimonials I have received from for her. So yes, over to you, Kashish. This platform is all yours. Let the parents also know maths is easy, and let the children also know maths is easy. So yeah, over to you.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Sarita, for giving me this warm welcome. I appreciate all the kindness and the feedback that you gave for me. Uh, so let's get on to this wonderful webinar where the topic that I've chosen today for mathematics is whether it's easy or difficult and why. Why do we consider it so? So before I go along and tell you all what is it all about, as a parent, take a minute, close your eyes, take a minute and think about yourself when you were a child. How did you look at this subject? Were you fearless about it, or did you fear this subject? If you feared it, what is the reason that you feared this subject? Because as per the survey that we've conducted recently, before this particular webinar had to be conducted, what we got as a feedback from the parent was that there was a certain incident which happened in the childhood, or that was the main influence or the reason behind whether they liked maths or they did not like math. Everybody has their own reasons and everything is okay. There is nothing wrong in disliking, or there is nothing uh, not good about it. It's just that there was a certain experience in your particular childhood which led you to this inference. So what happens is whatever we experience as children gets on to the generation with our children as well. Let me go on. Let me first introduce what is mathematics. We all know that Archimedes is called as the father of mathematics. He was the one who introduced numbers, and he was the one who actually started the mathematics subject. Now, mathematics is often called as a study of numbers, shapes, patterns. It deals with quantities. It deals with कौन सी चीज कहाँ fit होनी चाहिए, कौन सी चीज कौन से shape से है. Where do we come with these things of triangles, rectangles, circles? ये सब कहाँ से आता है? It is because math involves study about all these things. Now, when we study math, we also realize that it gives children the thinking ability. Whenever you keep a puzzle in front of a child, whenever you keep problem in front of a child, tell me honestly whether your child is able to solve it. Is he even attempting, or is he running away? Why is he attempting and why is he running away? Is again because whatever you have kept in front of him as a child, what have you narrated to him about this subject to him, or have you involved him as a easy go thing, as a daily activity? Then it will not be a problem. I will time and again reiterate this thing, that as a parent, what do you subject a particular subject in front of your child has a great influence on him. So mathematics is easy. If you tell your child is easy, please remember that children are the molding at a molding stage, and it is completely in your hands. That is why this particular workshop, I am going to speak again and again that you as a parent are very responsible, absolutely responsible, when since a young age, what are you feeding their heads when it comes to this particular subject. Now, when the child is easygoing, when the child looks at it as a daily activity, remember something, that there are many benefits to it when he grows up, when he grows into a teenager, or when your child becomes a young adult. We teachers, we educators are realizing day on day basis that when it comes to this particular subject, if your child is able to solve a certain math problem, irrespective whether the problem is right or wrong, forget about the answer part, forget about the solution part. If he is able to take that problem and take that as a challenge, remember that whatever challenges the life throws at your child, they will be able to go and find solutions. If this certain thing is not working as a solution, they will go ahead and look for some other solutions. So maths, yes, has a great influence on your child since a very small age. Okay. Now, what can you do as a parent when it comes to influencing your child? Let me take you ahead. I am going to highlight this particular topic in three different age groups, that is 6 months to 5 years, 6 years to 10 years, 11 years to 16 years. So you need to decide where does your child belong, in which age group does he belong. If your child has already crossed a certain age and there were these activities which I'm going to highlight age-wise, if you've not done those activities, I've given you certain tools as well. Let me take you ahead. You don't have to worry कि मैंने बचपन में ये सब नहीं किया अपने बच्चे के साथ, तो अब मैं क्या करूं. I will give you solutions to those as well. Let's go ahead with the first age group that I'm initiating with, 6 months to 5 years. As small as 6 months, a child is exposed to mathematics, and see how. Okay. Now, how many of us parents keep thinking at the back of our minds that my child needs to be a good reader? My child needs to read books very early. My child needs to interact very well once he goes for an interview, or once he has to go to a preschool, or maybe a nursery or a junior KG. All of us, what I realize is very influenced by phonics. Undoubtedly phonics is very important, but a parent, as a parent, you need to realize that the importance you'll give to phonics, or the importance you'll give to reading, math is just as important. So I am not going to ask you to do what you'll do for phonics, that is go on with the sounds and everything. Math is all around us in our day-to-day lives, all around us. If you look around as an intelligent parent, you'll find reasons where you can just sit with your child for 10 minutes or 15 minutes in a day and make him observe things around you. When it comes to such a small age, for 6 months to 5 years, maybe your child is not even speaking, but he's observing. That observing skill is going to help him. Now, as an example, of course, there is lockdown now, and many of the children who are eligible for playgroup or who are eligible for nursery have not gone ahead and done their admissions, or they're just sitting at home with their parents or caretakers or whoever. But let me tell you, our job these days is not about learning mathematics the way we learn. We are not going to teach our children 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That I'm not asking you all to imbibe at such a small age. At this particular age, what you need to highlight is keep objects in front of them. Observe the objects in front of them. For example, if your child is is fond of chocolates, what you can do, you can keep two chocolates and you can keep a bundle of chocolates in front of them. Your child will exactly know that these are many and two chocolates are few. So at this small age, what they need to learn is what is few, what are many. For example, you all can compare two objects in front of them by saying this is small or this is long, this is short or this is tall. These are the basic things that need to be introduced in front of them. There are various visual books which are available which help children to know or which help children to understand what is it about. Okay, now when a child is just 1 year or when a child is just 2 years, okay, what we used to do, we need to teach them in a fun way. We need not make them write one likho, two likho, three likho, that they are anyways going to learn. Letters and numbers, the schools are anyways going to make them learn. What as a parent you can do is in your day-to-day activities, involve these things in their daily habits. For example, if you're walking on the street, you can make them count the steps and that's how they learn 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you what happens. If they rote learn this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ये सब तो सीख लिया. जब tricky questions आता है, I will tell you between 1 to 10 भी tricks होते हैं how the school present these tricks. क्या करते हैं? They will ask them before, after. They will ask them in between. Most of the children face trouble over here for this particular age group. But if you do it with a logic, if you do it by doing it with fun activities, it is not going to be difficult for them. For example, counting or climbing up the stairs. If you keep saying 1, 2, 3, 4, so what is the child going to learn? That I finished step number 1, finished step number 2. These are small ways which you can include in your daily activity so that the child learns 0 to 10 effortlessly. उसको ऐसे 0, 1, 2, 3 रट्टा मारने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. Time and again, when you repeat the same thing, it is getting fit in their head. The things which get repeated again and again is the easiest way for children to learn what are they learning. So this is just one of the examples for this age group where you can imbibe in your child. Other thing is what happens when you're doing these objects in front of the child. Maybe with their stickers, maybe with their balls, maybe with the cars. For boys, the boys are fascinated by cars, or the girls are fascinated by dolls, or whatever toys they hold. Okay, you can just arrange in front of them, ask them, arrange in an order. छोटे से बड़े को arrange करो, small to big arrange करो, या big to small arrange करो. What will happen? The child is going to learn to do it. उसको पता चलेगा छोटा क्या होता है, बड़ा क्या होता है. What are these things that I'm asking you all to do? Basically, I'm asking you all to build the basics in them. This is exactly what is required when they grow up in their teenage, when they're going to reach the middle age school, when they're going to reach the higher grades. Once these small things are clear in their head, and when the tricky questions come, maybe in the primary school or maybe in the mid secondary, what is going to happen? They'll go about it effortlessly because what has happened, you have already exposed them to it. You've already shown them ki bada chota, trying to ask them when it comes to money also, when it comes to notes also. As early a 2-year-old can identify ki note pe kya denomination likha hua hai, a 10 rupee, a 20 rupees. They will tell you which one is bigger. So you as a parent have a very crucial role when it comes to introducing mathematics at a very small age. I will tell you what other things you can do. Okay, these are the few tools. You can take a screenshot. The parents, whoever have their children in the age group of 6 months to 5 years, you all can take a screenshot of this particular screen where I have given you all few tools that you all can start inculcating. Enroll them. The first step, enroll them in a toys and book library which is local in your area. Now I will tell you what is a toy and book library. A book library, we all know since our young age, where lots of books are available to read. Okay, all the reading books are available. What happens in a toys and book library? There are educational toys available for your children which you can start using as when they are as small as 6 months. So what kind of toys are available? There are those wooden toys Can you see this particular picture over here? There is a train, a small train where the child is supposed to place numbers from 1 to 10. So such toys are available in the toys library. If you go and buy them from the market, well and good, it's your choice. But these libraries, what you get a chance is to rotate them every 15 days or every 13 days. Please remember that children get bored very easily. You have, as a parent, have to be on your toes to introduce new things to them, to expose them to new things, so that it becomes fun for the child. The other toy that I would strongly recommend for this particular age is Lego. Lego is nothing but the arrangement of numbers. वो बच्चे को पता होता है कि this particular Lego is for 4 pieces. This particular Lego is going to fit in with 3 dots or with 2 dots and so on. Lego is nothing but the child is mentally calculating कि कितने numbers चाहिए एक block को fit करने के लिए. So you as a parent you must be thinking कि Lego तो आ गया, but please remember उसमें कितना thinking skills involve हो गया. So Lego is a must for any child between 6 months to 5 years. After Lego, I will say the casual blocks, they are also having the same impact, and puzzles. Puzzles go a long, long way for their thinking ability. Now, which puzzles am I talking about? Those wooden puzzles where you have this particular picture in front of you, and you are supposed to arrange those pieces so that the picture matches when the puzzle pieces are kept together. All these small, small things, when we start introducing them to your children and they are able to do them, please be there with your child while they are doing it. Do not leave them alone, because it will leave them with confusion. At a small age, they need your guiding hand. They need somebody to show them how to do it. So please be there while you are arranging these toys for them. They are the basis of your mathematics in for their long run. Also remember that no more mathematics is about 1 plus 2 kya hota hai, 2 plus 2 kya hota hai. It is not about that. It is about first doing it in a fun way. What are these schools doing these days? They are doing this only. They are keeping too many toys in front of your child, engaging them in activities, so that it is not only about books and the pencil eraser in their hand. As for the objects available around them, whether it's at home, whether it's at school, children learn it in a faster way and they enjoy it. The main thing is your child needs to enjoy doing it. If they are giving you answers, abhi nahi karna hai, I'm bored, I don't want to do it, please go back and think what is it that they got into boredom to solve maths. Because I remember as a child, whomever, all the maths lovers will always tell you the same thing. I enjoyed doing maths. I loved solving mental maths. Where does this come from? Why does it come? Because we enjoyed doing it. We loved doing it because there was no fear that was placed in us from any source that maths is difficult, that maths is not easy. We did it because we enjoyed it. क्योंकि किसी ने डराया नहीं. Now, there are parents, there are cases who have got back to us and actually told us that a particular incident in their childhood or a particular comment from a parent or their educator or their teacher made them fear this, caught up them in a web where they thought that they can never come out of this. एक particular comment teacher का आ गया होगा, oh you can never do this, oh ये तो तुझे आता ही नहीं है. So please be very mindful when you're talking to your children. They are small minds, but they have a great vision. It is up to you as a parent. What are you inculcating in your child when he's attempting something? Please do not label them by saying ये तो तुझसे होगा ही नहीं, you can never do it, you are a loser, you are a failure. Whenever I'm teaching my children, this is the first problem that I counter. What happens is they are not ready to do it. So I, as a teacher, need to bring that love back for the subject so that they can score the marks. And as a teacher, what influence am I putting? That is more important, so that the future of maths is in a brighter space. But please understand that children who are not ready to do maths is because there is some incident, there is something that you have gone ahead and spoken mindlessly to them. नहीं होगा, loser है, ये है, वो है. Do not speak about your child to any co-parent that he doesn't do it, he doesn't like to do it. When you are speaking words like that, your child is listening and observing from somewhere, and it is planting a seed in his head that he really can never do it. Instead, what you need to do is, I will tell you about that also. When they are sleeping, okay, a night talk or just 10 minutes in a day, if you can just go and speak to them and have a good eye contact, hold their hands and tell them that we as a parent did face this problem and that is why we do not like maths, okay, but we don't want you to face the same thing. Go and assure them, give them the confidence that they can do it very easily, provide them whatever resources they require and let them bloom. Even if it takes more than 6 months, even if it takes a year for the child to turn around, give them that time, because during that time, when they are confused, when they are falling down, they will only reach out for you as a parent for the entire support. So 0 to 5 years is the most crucial time where a child learns about mathematics. It could be with any way, a fun-filled way with toys, puzzles, things around you, anything. You go to a park, you make them climb the slides, you come them, ask them to come down, this coming up, going down. This is also a math concept. So it becomes very clear. I am sliding down, I'm going down. So these are few examples which I would try to tell you that you as a parent can start using them. Let me go on. If you all have any query with regarding to this age group, feel free to write in the comment box. I'll be there. Let's go on to the next age group. This is 6 years to 10 years. At this particular age, the child is already exposed to the primary school. Now, how many of the children, be honest with yourselves, there is no need to tell me or in the chat box, or I am not questioning you that where you need to directly tell me what position is the child holding at this particular age group. Are they throwing away the math book? Are they grabbing it? Are they eager to solve it? You as a parent is the best one to answer that. Please understand, whatever behavior they are showing is because of the impact they've had between 0 to 5 years or 6 months to 5 years. If there is any correction that you can make even now, I will help you all. But let me just introduce what is there in the school between 6 years to 10 years. They are introduced to modes of operation. Now, what is modes of operation between numbers? Your normal addition, your normal subtraction, multiplication, and division. Then there are comparing numbers, which number is greater, which number is smaller. Then shapes are introduced. Your triangle, square, circle, these basic things are introduced. And the third thing is classifying objects and sorting in groups. For example, there are children who like toys. There are children who like chocolates. There are children who like clothes. So they'll be given a certain data and children will be asked them to sort this in groups. Okay, then there will be fractions introduced. What are fractions? When you have a whole और उसमें से half दे दो, 1/4 दे दो, 3/4 दे दो. So these are the basic concepts which are introduced from 6 years to 10 years. With each year, it goes a little advanced. Now, when it comes to modes of operation between numbers, this is the first thing that we were children, when we were small, we were given at least 50 addition sums, 50 subtraction sums, 50 multiplication sums, and like, like those donkeys, we used to sit and solve, do you think our children will sit and solve those 50 sums in today's age? The way we did, because we feared our teachers, because we feared our parents, are children going to sit and do it the same way? No, they are not going to solve 50 sums for you. Why? Because they don't want to get into the habit that 7 plus 3 10 hota hai, 6 plus 4 10 hota hai. They don't want to get into the habit. So we need to change the approach. How do we make our children learn कि ये कैसे होता है? So between 6 to 10 years, this is what they learn. Okay. Now, even if this is not cleared in this age group, the normal modes of operation, the tables, the division, the addition, the subtraction, this is the first basic math which carries on for life with them. So if there is a problem while they're solving modes of operation between numbers, then there is a problem. You'll need to actually sit down. There are ample of worksheets available, whether it is online, whether it is with your teacher, or whether it is just you as a parent. If you can just get those worksheets or get those sums ready for them and make them understand that this is the way it is done, then they will do it very easily. It is just that they need that 10 minutes ka practice for every topic. We did it for hours and hours. today's children don't have the time, neither they are interested to do the monotonous work again and again. So when it comes to modes of operation, what you all got to do is you all need to give them at least 5 to 10 sums. As a parent, how you can explain, I will tell you about that also. How many of us know a number line? एक number line बच्चों को दे दो between 0 to 20. That's all. First or second grade के लिए that is enough. 0 to 20 तक number line बना के दे दो and give them the numbers 5 plus 15 or 2 plus 7. ऐसे simple sums उनको बना के दे दो. If you do not have the time, some of your parents must be working parents, there are ample of worksheets available. But एक weekend, all you got to do is on one particular weekend, just teach them on a number line. That's all you got to do and see they'll get them champions. This is only about basic addition subtraction. When they go on for bigger numbers, it will become very easy for them because they have learned how to basically add when the numbers were small. So जब बड़े numbers आएंगे, they will not get scared looking at this. Oh God, how will I do this? Oh God, ये मैं कैसे करूँ? These answers will not come from them. Next, when it comes to comparing numbers and shapes, again go back to the number line. Again show them the numbers on the left, the numbers on the right. Or if they are not ready to understand with the number line, just hold objects in front of them. Show them 2 and show them 5 and see and tell them what is more. As easy as it can get, you all can do it. But the intention is that you all need to do it. You all need to remove that time for your child so that they learn. Now, what tools are available for 6 years to 10 years? Parents having children in this age group, please take a screenshot. It'll be very handy for you all. The first thing that we did as a parent or as an educator, what I commonly ask parents to buy mental maths books available in the bookstores. It goes a long way for your children, even when they're adults. If they have solved their mental maths book on a regular basis, the additions, subtractions, multiplications, divisions will not go wrong for them. It will not go. It just cannot go. If you as a parent know that when you are practicing a certain thing daily, then even solving numbers, when it is done daily, it will become very easy for them. Mental books are available in all the bookstores and they are available for age-wise also. For children who are a step ahead, you can even introduce them to a grade higher. There is no harm. Because what we've noticed in today's generation, the more you push them, the more you challenge them, they're ready to take on the challenges. So mental maths is one of the books that I would highly recommend for your children to learn modes of operation. Now, there are online worksheets available stage-wise also. What are these online worksheets that I'm referring to? Now, I am not talking about addition, subtraction worksheets only. There are worksheets which are based on your comparing numbers, which are based on your fractions. All these sheets are available stage-wise online, or you can subscribe yourself to a certain, these books available, where they have these activities-filled books. What will happen? The child will enjoy doing because they have many cartoons around, they have pictures around, they have animals around, birds around, all the natural things around which are printed in that book, and hence the book becomes very fancy to them. They will get attracted to the book and they will do it in a fun way. They'll enjoy doing it. So please do subscribe them to these books. If your child has come in the first grade or the second grade, do enroll them for Olympiad and other competitive exams. Now, what are these Olympiad and competitive exams? These Olympiad exams are conducted by an independent organization, the IMO. They conduct these exams every year and they have their tie-ups with all the schools. So whichever school your child is going into or is into, you can go back to the teachers and ask them when are the Olympiad exams going to be held. These exams are as old as 30 years, as old as 35 years. Meaning when I was in the school, much before that, these exams were introduced and they are completely like a win-win situation for your child. If your child can crack Olympiad easily, effortlessly, then please understand that uska 5th grade tak to aaram se sab ho gaya. They're that good. They're that nice. If you as a parent do not have the time to teach them how to appear for these Olympiad or competitive exams, do enroll them for the teachers who are available. They specialize in training children for these competitive exams. So your Olympiad and mental math competition go a long way to help children to learn maths and to advance their thinking when it comes to this particular subject. But first thing first, the practice of the sums, whichever grade they are in, at least 5 to 10 sums should be inculcated in a child's schedule. Time and again, as a parent, you are responsible for what you are keeping in front of them. I am going to say this again because what will happen if they do not have a fixed schedule, if they do not know that this is expected out of them, don't expect your child in the mid school or in the senior years to top math. फिर ऐसे expect मत करना कि उनको 90 out of 100 आ जाए, 95 out of 100 हो जाए. It is not going to happen. It is not a magic that is going to happen. Please understand कि जो 10th grade में इतने high scores लाते हैं, it is because the base was strong. It is because the parents took the effort over there in that particular age group to have a discipline in them so that they could do their math or any. This will, I will say this for any subject, not only math, for any subject. You need to have a fixed schedule for your child. Help them, show them कि बेटा this is your limit. You cannot stay awake beyond this. You cannot play beyond this. Give them a schedule that when they finish their school, the evening hours are well utilized with playing. The evening hours are well utilized for solving those particular sums, for reading, and then give them healthy food. Put them to sleep a little early by 9:30, 10 o'clock so that they can wake up fresh, so that they are fresh enough to absorb the information which is going to come to them the next day. This discipline is highly, highly missing in today's parents. We are very casual when it comes to their sleeping habits, when it comes to their eating habits. There are certain things that we need to go back to our old roots and follow them for our children also. Only then we'll be able to create masters of maths. So this is very important. What kind of discipline are you inculcating in your child while he is growing up? Do not allow them to stay awake beyond 10 o'clock. Do not allow them to watch TV beyond 10 or 11 o'clock. I think that is very, very important so that they sleep well and they absorb whatever is happening very well. Even now, when there is lockdown and the online schools are conducting their online sessions, I can assure you that each school is giving their best. The teachers out there are giving their best. You just ensure that you, as a parent, give them good sleep so that they wake up in the morning and absorb that information being given to them. Let's go on to the next group. This is a proper teenage group, 11 years to 16 years. Here the entire game starts. यहाँ पता चल जाता है कि किसने कितनी मेहनत की है बचपन में. So I am an educator where I teach from 8th grade to 10th grade, between 13 years to 16 years, and that is where I realize ki what has happened in the past years, and that is the reason the child is easily absorbing, easily being able to solve, has the basics in place. This is the age group where your child is going to be tested of whatever you have done in the past. As a teacher, I might not judge you, I might not come and pull you up, but please remember that if you've not followed these particular tools or these particular small things when they were small, your child is facing a problem. So if you want to make it effortless for your child, if you want to make it easy for your child, please start practicing these things. What happens between 11 years to 16 years? I will tell you. Introduction to geometry, mensuration. The word itself creates this care, this fear कि ये object को अभी कैसे analyze करूँ? How will I find the area? How will I find the perimeter? How will I break it into two? Or for example, there are theorems, circle theorems. Tangent क्या होता है? Secant क्या होता है? I'm only introducing these words to you because they are the most troublesome words for your child. जैसे ही वो ऐसे सब words देखते रहते हैं, trigonometry, ये सारे जब high concepts आते हैं, they shun these topics away. They don't want to do it. They don't want to learn it. Why? Why is geometry fearful for some but easy for some? At the same time, why is algebra easy for some but fearful geometry? Why does all this happen? It is because when they were small, maybe they enjoyed the shapes, maybe they enjoyed the numbers. Everybody has a certain liking and a disliking, which I'm completely okay with. But please understand that when the child is refusing to learn something, and then I have to go back and actually dig into that child. What went wrong? Why is he not ready to learn? What had happened in the previous years? Okay, so that is why when I spoke about 0 to 5 or 6 to 11 years, I told you that these things are available. You just need to provide it to them. If you as a parent can't have that time, please have somebody at home who can teach them, or you as a parent, even on the weekends, even if you can give just 30 minutes to your child for your math, they will do it. They will do it easily, effortlessly. Okay, so these are the certain topics which are introduced when they are between 11 to 16 years. Geometry, theorem-based geometry when it comes to triangles, circles, quadrilaterals and so on. Then algebra. Algebra में क्या आता है? The factorization, a plus b square, a square minus b square. ये letters और numbers साथ में आ गए, variables और numbers साथ में आ गए. अब variables को कैसे संभाले, numbers को कैसे संभाले. I see that in children. बहुत ऐसे भोकला जाते हैं, समझ नहीं आता कि नंबर को संभाले या लेटर को संभाले. They are fearing. Why are they fearing? Either because there are the two things happen when the child is fearing something, because they don't know the topic, because the concepts are not clear, so they don't want to attempt it, only because they are confused. So these two things are the reasons why the child is not ready to learn. Why is the child confused? Because there are certain questions in his mind from the backlog, from the back years, from the previous years, which were not answered. Okay, so that particular thing still kept circulating in the head, and जब advanced level आया वो topic का, वो child को समझ में ही नहीं आया कि attempt कैसे करूं. Is because when the confusion arose in the first particular day, on the first particular day, it was not clear. The concept was not clear. So these are the two reasons that a child refuses to learn. Second, when they did approach, that the doubt was there or the concept was not clear, maybe as a parent or as a teacher, there was a certain comment passed at that time that made him believe that a doubt is a doubt and it's not getting clear. कि ये ऐसा ही है. बस फिर आगे चीज समझ में ही नहीं आती. You as a parent also, if you're trying to do a certain task and if you are stuck at a particular step, even when it comes to cooking as a mother, if you know that you're stuck at a certain task and you don't know what the result is going to be, imagine what confusion the child must be going through. Just yesterday, I did a nice demo with just a normal fourth grade child. He was just 9 years old. And the minute I taught him, the first reason or the first answer he gave me was, since 3 weeks I was breaking my head and I couldn't understand. Imagine such a small child can even know कि मैं 3 हफ्ते से कुछ समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, but वो मुझे समझ नहीं आया. The teacher is going on in the class, पर मुझे समझ नहीं आया. So what is happening? Doubts are always going to come. Confusions are always going to come. As a parent or as a teacher, are we available to clear the doubt? If as a parent you don't know how to clear the doubt, please tell your child, ask for the waiting time and tell them that I will get back to you. Please take help from somebody to clear that child's doubt. Now, please understand that if the child is stuck or if there is a confusion, ICSE board and the IGCSE board, which are the most dominating boards in today's times, have vast portion. Vast portion, matlab you can't imagine as a parent how much are they studying at a particular time. It goes beyond what we did. There are 25 chapters, there are 50 chapters, 8th, 9th, 10th, the most rigorous. And everybody wants at least 95, 95, 90. Itna so score chahiye. I don't blame you all. The college cutoffs are very high. The schools are very rigorous when it comes to teaching and everything. But what as a parent you can do? What can you do? You can just, the smallest thing that I request you all can do is stay positive with your children and provide them the resources that they need so that they can learn it in an easy way, so that they can trust the belief that they can do it easily. Remember, when your child is born, every child is a mathematician. Every child is a genius, is a born genius. Don't you all boast about your children here and there कि इसने तो इतना मस्त किया, इसने तो उतना मस्त किया. Why? because you exposed your child to that particular field. So maths भी वैसा ही है, whether it's drawing, dancing, phonics, कुछ भी हो. Consider maths also as the same thing. There is nothing about maths which cannot be solved. Nothing at all. So as a parent, if you have feared that in your childhood, please keep those fears away. Address your fears and please tell your child that he can do it easily. Your words are going to be the echo. What are the tools that we can do for 11 years to 16 years is uh, make them practice every single day. In the previous age group, I said 5 to 10 sums. Here, I would say at least 15 to 20 sums. Practice, practice, practice. You need to enroll them for minimum extra class. No dance class at that time, no art class at this time. Avoid all these classes as much as you all can. Other thing you all can do is there is Vedic math, which is a very influential when it comes to calculating, fast calculating. You can introduce your child to Vedic math. There are special educators who teach Vedic maths. Vedic maths is basically solving or multiplying or adding your numbers quickly, faster than what a calculator can do it. So yes, you can enroll your child for Vedic math if they are falling weak in calculations. Help them to prioritize, help them to schedule their work. In case they are facing problem कि mama what do I do now, mama इसका भी pressure है, इसका भी pressure है, ये homework भी करना है, वो homework भी करना है. So what you all can do is help them to schedule their stuff, stay available for them, just listen to them. Maybe you can't help them when they come to 9th or 10th grade, but at least be available to them by giving them answers when they are falling short of answers in their own minds or solutions in their own mind. Encourage independence as early as you can. The more they are independent from a very small age while solving or while doing their homework, it will be very easy for them when they come to their 9th and 10th grade, because the portion is very, very vast. You as a parent may not be available, or you wouldn't know what is required at what age. So agar bachpan se hi they are managing their studies independently, it is going to help them a great deal when they come to their this particular board grades. Daily cardio, come what may. Daily cardio is a must. What do I mean by cardio? Ensure they are running, ensure they are jogging, ensure that they are doing some running activity, playing down where you are not there. As a parent, where you're just not there to judge them, please allow them that 1 hour of evening just for themselves. If your child is not into playing, then maybe because पहले आपने उनको आदत नहीं डाला to go down and play. Ensure that they're playing every day. If they're not playing, allow them to relax by listening to music, their own kind of music, whatever they enjoy, or their dance. This half an hour, 45 minutes or unwinding is very, very important daily. Gadgets need to be taken away once the child is sleeping by 10:30, 11 o'clock, because they are the biggest distraction. What rules as a family do y'all apply? The child is observing y'all, so please take the gadgets away. Do not expose them to the gadgets if it is not required. Even a ninth year, a student who is in ninth grade or a 10th grade will not require a mobile if you have another kind of device where you all can provide them the online studying. Okay, if it is not needed, all that Instagram, the Snapchat, all these are only distractions for your children. Keep them away from these particular gadgets. Ensure that coaching is provided when your child is in 8th, 9th or 10th, if the child needs so. For the previous years also, if you do not have the time, please ensure that you provide somebody to them so that they can go back and do their practices, so that they can revise on a daily basis. Now, when it comes to 8th, 9th and 10th, I would recommend specialized coaching, because these are, and not go to a tutor. So bluntly, I'm telling you this, who teaches all subjects, because when they reach the 9th and the 10th grade, the portion is too vast. So as a single teacher, it becomes very difficult for children to make them learn everything. Okay, what happens with specialized teachers is they specialize in that particular subject. They will take your child for twice a week or possibly thrice a week or whatever the requirement is, and do the portion in a much structured way, in a much easy way. So do enroll your children for specialized coaching as and when the need requires. But the three main things that I want you all to start practicing for your children is give them a fixed schedule, give them the time to play, to unwind themselves, even if it's just talking to their friends, but daily cardio, a daily exercise is required, and provide them the coaching at every age group whenever they need it. If you cannot, if you as a parent, if you as a mother or a father are available for your child when they are in small ages, nothing like it. A mother is the best teacher. You know your child the best. You will find ways. When the child is confused about a certain thing, you will know what your child is going to understand, what language is he going to understand. So if you as a child can be there with your children till primary grade, nothing like it. This could be the best for your child and for you also, because this will allow you to bind with your child, to have a good time. And plus, children always have their comfort with their mothers. They always look, whenever they're confused or whenever they are fallen, they look for the parents. And as a parent, just be available. The teenagers especially also go through a lot of hormonal changes at this time. So instead of getting short tempered, and when they are short tempered, you ensure that you are in a much relaxed and mindful what do I say, a mindful mood, so that you can take care of them. The clashes are going to happen, problems are going to happen, but you as a parent, what are you going to do for your child depends on that. So these are the general groups for all age groups. You can take a picture of this. In early years, spend concrete time playing with your child. Take them to the park, take them to your ground wherever you're staying, to your society. Play running games, made simply a pakda pakdi or a hopscotch, or climbing up, coming down. Play, be there for your child. Spend that concrete half an hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour with your child. As they grow, encourage to play down. This is really missing. But how much ever they play down, please understand that when they interact with their fellow mates, they learn to they learn a lot of things when they are with their own age group. I know a lot of schools do allow children to play, half the time is academics and half the time is playing. But I'm not talking about that playing. I'm talking about the playing where they do not have you around, where they just can be with their friends. They can freely speak to each other. They learn to negotiate. They learn to convince each other. They learn to fight and get back. So playing is very, very important. You provide moral support by just speaking positive words. Do not tell your child you cannot do it, you are a loser, ye to tujhse hoga hi nahi. Please remove these words from your dictionary. They are causing so much harm that you have no idea. And then there'll be counseling sessions and this and that. But who is seeding
Is she on? Is she frozen? Can someone just reply? Okay, I'll just thank you. Thank you so much, parents, for your patience. Just 2 minutes. Or she'll just get connected. I think she got connected. Okay, 1 second. Okay.
Here I am. I got dropped out.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know.
an
Yeah, no
Is my
problem. You
screen
do.
visible?
Yeah, you have to share the screen. You have not shared yet.
I will do it. Just
You're already the co-host.
yeah. Here we go. I'm back again.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So I was talking about the hormonal changes. I've already discussed with you all. Please allow them to calm down. Please be there for them. Daily exercise goes a long way. And last, ensure that specialized coaching is available. Now, where do we come in all this? So, like I said, the main my tag was mathematics easy or difficult. Why? Now, as a parent, you will realize why is it easy, and if you followed all this, then hurrah to you, thumbs up to you. You've done a great job, and that is why your child can do it easily. All the other parents who are facing difficulty and thinking, why is it difficult for my child? Please go through the topic. Of course, there is a recording. You can see it on YouTube. Go back to the tools, go back to whatever I've highlighted over there. If these things were missing from your part as a parent, you can start doing it immediately so that your life as a parent and as a child, it becomes very easy. Now, I am owner of Shift Tutorials. I run a learning center at Science. I'm a specialized science and math coach, and we are based out in Mumbai. So basically, I teach across all the boards, that is CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and the state board. And what I do while I am teaching my children, it is not only about teaching the way, a rote learning, not in a boring way. When I am teaching my children, especially because I am with the teenagers, I keep observing their mannerisms, and I try to bring out positive changes in them whenever the need comes. Also, we do a lot of meditation techniques. We do a lot of affirmation techniques so that the child gets the confidence, he gets the boost to know that it is no big deal, that maths is not like a mountain on them. I ensure that they do things effortlessly. Uh, there are various schools. Please mute yourself, parent. There are various schools which are covered by us. These are the schools all around: MET Rishikul, Trinity International, JBCN School Parel, Shishuvan School, Ryan International Chamber, Amulak, Arya Vidya Mandir, Green Acres Academy, Leelavati Podar School, Mentora from Pune, Billabong School. We've covered all these ICSE and IGCSE schools at our coaching center. The admissions are open for the next academic year, that is 2021 and 2022. And here is the gist of the admission process. Basically, the admission is on for math, physics, chemistry, and biology if your child is a science student. For ICSE and IGCSE board, and the grades we cover are 8th, 9th, and 10th. All my information, my contact details are available. You guys can go ahead and take a picture of this. Thank you so much. I'm open to question and answer session. You all can come up with all the questions that you all want. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kashish. That was a really insightful talk, and lots of things I loved because you incorporated lots of coaching and going into the past, that why the child is not liking maths, or why the child is not had a challenges with maths in the past, and that's how the whole in the present moment how they are going through. So thank you so much. This was really a helpful talk, and I think it will be a place for a thinking place for lots of parents. Where did the things start from? Where is the initiation of this not liking the maths came from? So this will, the parents will start reflecting on that, and that's where actually the journey of loving the maths will start off. So
Yes.
yeah, thank you so much. I will just go through the questions. I don't know if there are any questions or no. Okay. So somebody has asked about, what about the mental maths? Is it worth doing with the kids, and what is the age for that?
Okay, mental maths begins from the age 6, 5 to 6. वहाँ से start होता है. Especially, you can roughly say when they enter grade, the first grade. Now, tell me, if somebody throws a question to you, what is 20 plus 54? Will you answer it immediately? That is what mental maths does. It will help your child to answer immediately. What did our grandparents do with us? They just threw these questions in front of us. And I remember as a child when my grandfather asked me 20 plus 54, if I repeated, 20 plus 54, I was gone out of the game. Why did I even repeat 20 plus 54? I have to directly answer 74. So this is what mental maths does. When you're doing mental maths on a daily basis, your calculation becomes very fast. The wiring of the brain has already understood ki kya karna hai, so they answer quickly. It goes a long way when the calculations are required in higher grades. So mental maths is strongly recommended. That's why. From 8-6.
Okay. So next question is how to deal with overconfident kids. Wow. I give my kids 5 sums to practice daily, but now she refuses to do it daily, saying that she knows it all.
Okay, then what you need to do for such a child is go a grade higher and give them the challenging sums of the higher grade. Let them uh, let them start doing challenging sums, so then they will realize that all in well that they know there is beyond that also. So for example, our first term ka portion hai, let's do it school wise. If first term portion is already crossed by them and they're confident about what they know, throw them sums or something or a concept which is based on second term, a little advanced. Put them in challenging situations so that they stay grounded. Staying grounded is very important. Then I think the overconfidence problem will go away.
Yeah, true. And many a times kids are little brilliant. Actually, it's not overconfident
Beyond the age.
sometimes.
Yes,
So
beyond the
you
age.
need to give them a little bit more than it's required.
Yes, more
So
challenging.
yeah, so Vedanshi answered, I think she answered this question. Mental math starts from 6 years onwards.
6 years. In all the bookstores, mental maths of various publishers are available. You can pick up any of the books. All the books are good enough.
Okay, because there are no questions, I would like to add on few questions. What is IPM? Can you just put a little bit of a highlight on IPM? Are you aware of that, and do you teach that?
Uh, this is one of the competitive exams, IPM. I do not personally teach competitive exams because it requires a special skill how to teach children to calculate fast. And uh, basically, in these particular exams, it's a MCQ. You're given those 4 options or 3 options, and the child needs to check the right answer. So, yeah, there are special institutes which teach for IPM. Parents can always enroll their children for that particular institute when they want to train for IPM. But IPM is one of the competitive exams which
Okay.
helps to do fast solving.
Okay. Do you know someone who teaches Vedic maths? So there are many
Yes,
teachers who teach Vedic maths, and
yes.
we will be coming with one of the talk on Vedic maths as well, parents. So yes, if you want, if you have someone, Kashish, you can answer that. But we will be calling a Vedic maths teacher on the platform, and she will be answering everything related to that. Yeah. Mm.
Yes, I do have tie-ups with Vedic math speakers, but since Sarita is only she's planning to call them on board, why don't you all listen to that particular speaker and
Yep.
then decide on? But it still remains. I'm there on the parenting quiz group. If you do not get any Vedic math teacher, I'll come forward and help you with the teacher's contact numbers.
Yeah,
Happy
so
to do that.
teacher's contact number will be always, anytime you can ask on the platform, you can
Yes,
always share
it
the
is always.
numbers.
Yes,
But to know more about Vedic maths, parents need to know what exactly Vedic maths is and how it functions and how it is benefiting us. So I would like to add one thing over here. You know, in India, we are the only actually people who calculate things orally and mentally at a, everywhere in the world. I have seen and heard they use lots of calculators. Everywhere the calculators are used. Even today in IGCSE board, IB board, calculators are used. So promoting the child to learn the tables, learn the maths, learn the things at a very young age is going to be the very, very essential thing. And trust me, if your child is good in maths, and the person is doing well, the person is going to be successful in a way, and the job and the career is going to be at a hike. So that's going to be an amazing thing. Parents really take little bit of an effort, especially the kids who are at a younger age, from
yes.
Yeah, so from 1 years onwards, you can actually start, just maybe while you're just massaging the child also, you count the fingers, 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 finger, 4 finger, and then you go ahead, talking about the body parts, that the first body part, then the second body part. That's how the
Yes.
numbers are associated, and you can associate it with the numbers that way. So
It's
yeah, there are
kind of
different ways of learning maths.
teaching maths,
Yeah,
learning maths,
learning maths,
teaching
teaching
maths.
maths, yes. So do adapt to that. There are lots of stuff available online, lots of stuff available on
Yes, many
Pinterest
resources
also.
available.
Many resources available. Just use them at very
That's what I
mindful.
highlighted. As a
Yeah.
parent, just ensure that the resources are available to your child and there is somebody who is helping them to utilize those resources. What happens is that the parents keep come and tell me, मैंने तो इसको सब कुछ दे दिया, सब books available है, पर ये करता ही नहीं है, पर ये करती ही नहीं है. So ensure that if your child is not doing it, there is somebody who's making your child do it as a daily practice. That is very important. So even if the resources are available with you or with your child and is not doing it, there is no point of getting those resources, right? It's a waste of money. So ensure that these things are utilized to the optimum for the benefit of your own child.
Thank you so much, Kashish. Your talk was really, really, amazing. There's someone who has asked any tips for making a kids learn tables, and okay, yeah. So do you want to
Okay.
share something for that?
What I would suggest is that if a child is of a small age, maybe 6 years or to 7 years, what you can do is you can make groups, okay, and try to make them understand. For example, if it's a group of two, arrange things in groups so that they can learn, pick up things like that. So this is group of two toys, and there are four boxes. So 2, 4, 6, 8. You need not say two ones are two, two twos are four, two threes are six. No, the child is not going. We are not rote learning anything now. Forget even tables. I'm asking you all not to rote learn 0 to 10. ऐसे नहीं करना है. You have to do it. A multiplication is arranging things in groups. So if you could do that, introduce a group-wise certain topics, then it becomes easy for the child to understand that this is as per the multiplication required. As in when they grow big, of course you cannot arrange everything in groups. When they grow big, after 5 stable or after 6 stable, what you all can do is ask the child to repeat the table before sleeping. What happens is when they speak something before they are about to sleep, it's already registered in the subconscious mind, and it becomes easy for them to recollect when the tables are asked. So each night before they're sleeping, if you're putting them to sleep, just make them do the sixes table. If they don't know, don't go berserk about it or don't scold them. You give them the answer. Eventually, within 15 days, they will be able to know their tables very well. I hope I've answered the query.
Thank you so much, Kashish, and see you all again next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Sarita. It was a pleasure being here. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
हो गई क्लास से नहीं